Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 2 Kings 9 to 13, Psalm 123, and Proverbs 5. Let's get started. 2 Kings 9 to 13. Elisha the prophet sent for a man from the group of the prophets. Elisha said to him, "Tuck your coat into your belt. Take this bottle of olive oil with you. Go to Ramoth Gilead. When you get there, look for Jehu. He's the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi. Go to Jehu. Get him away from his companions. Take him into an inside room. Then get the bottle. Pour the oil on his head. Announce to him, 'The Lord says, I anoint you as king over Israel.' After that, open the door and run away. Do it quickly." So the young prophet went to Ramoth Gilead. When he arrived, he found the army officers sitting together. "Commander, I have a message for you," he said. "For which one of us?" asked Jehu. "For you, Commander." Jehu got up and went into the house. Then the prophet poured the oil on Jehu's head. He announced, "The Lord is the God of Israel. He says, I am anointing you as king over the Lord's people Israel. You must destroy the royal house of your master Ahab. I will pay them back for spilling the blood of my servants, the prophets. I will also pay them back for the blood of all the Lord's servants that Jezebel spilled. The whole house of Ahab will die out. I will destroy every male in Israel who is related to Ahab. It does not matter whether they are slaves or free. I will make Ahab's house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. I will make it like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahijah. Dogs will eat up Jezebel on a piece of land at Jezreel. No one will bury her." Then the prophet opened the door and ran away. Jehu went out to where one of the officers were. One of them asked him, "Is everything all right? Why did that crazy man come to you?" "You know the man. You know the kinds of things he says," Jehu replied. "That's not true," they said. "Tell us." Jehu said, "Here's what he told me." He announced, "The Lord says, I am anointing you as king over Israel." The officers quickly grabbed their coats. They spread them out under Jehu on the bare steps of the house. Then they blew a trumpet. They shouted, "Jehu is king." Jehu was the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi. Jehu made plans against Joram. During that time, Joram and Israel's whole army had been guarding Ramoth Gilead. They had been guarding it against Hazael, the king of Aram. But King Joram had returned to Jezreel. He had gone there to give his wounds time to heal. The soldiers of Aram wounded him in his battle against Hazael, the king of Aram. Jehu said to his men, "Do you want to make me king? If you do, don't let anyone sneak out of the city. Don't let them go and tell the news in Jezreel." Then Jehu got into his chariot. He rode off to Jezreel. Joram was resting there, and Ahaziah, the king of Judah, had gone down to see him. A lookout was standing on the roof of the tower in Jezreel. He saw Jehu's troops approaching. So he called out, "I see some horses coming. Get a horseman," Joram ordered. "Send him to ride out to him. Have him ask, 'Are you coming in peace?'" The horseman rode out to where Jehu was. He said, "The king asked, 'Are you coming in peace?'" "What do you know about peace?" Jehu answered. "Get in line behind me." The lookout reported, "The messenger has reached them, but he isn't coming back." So the king sent out a second horseman. When he came to them, he said, "The king asked, 'Are you coming in peace?'" Jehu replied, "What do you know about peace? Get in line behind me." The lookout reported, "The second messenger has reached them, but he isn't coming back either. The one driving the chariot drives like Jehu, the son of Nimshi. He's driving like a crazy person. Get my chariot ready," King Joram ordered. When it was ready, he rode out. Ahaziah, the king of Judah, rode out with him. Each of them was in his own chariot. They both went to meet Jehu. They ran around the piece of land that had belonged to Naboth from Jezreel. When Joram saw Jehu, he asked, "Have you come here in peace, Jehu?" "Your mother Jezebel worships statues of God," Jehu replied. "She also worships evil powers. The evil thing she does is spread everywhere. As long as all of that goes on, how can there be peace?" Joram turned around and tried to get away. He called out, "It's treason, Ahaziah." Then Jehu shot an arrow at Joram. It hit him between the shoulders. It went through his heart. It sank down slowly in his chariot. Jehu spoke to Bidkar, his chariot officer. Jehu said, "Pick Joram up, throw him on the field that belonged to Naboth from Jezreel. Remember how you and I were riding together in chariots behind Joram's father Ahab? It was when the Lord spoke this prophecy against him. The Lord announced, 'Yesterday I saw the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons. You can be sure that I will make you pay for it on this piece of land. So pick Joram up, throw him on that piece of land.'" That's what the Lord said would happen. Ahaziah, the king of Judah, saw what had happened, so he tried to get away. He went up the road toward Beth-Hagan. Jehu chased him. He shouted, "Kill him too!" Jehu's men wounded Ahaziah in his chariot. It happened on the way up to Gur near Iblim. But Ahaziah escaped to Megiddo, and that's where he died. Ahaziah's servants took him to Jerusalem in his chariot. They buried him in his family tomb in the city of David. Ahaziah had become king of Judah. It was in the 11th year of Joram, the son of Ahab. Jehu went to Jezreel. Jezebel heard about it, so she put makeup on her eyes and fixed her hair. Then she looked out of a window. Jehu entered the gate below. Jezebel said to him, "You are just like Zimri. He murdered your master. Have you come here in peace?" Jehu looked up at the window. "Who is on my side?" he called out. "Who?" Two or three officials looked down at him. "Throw her down," Jehu said. So they threw her down. Some of her blood splashed on the wall. Some of it splashed on Jehu's chariot horses as they ran over her. Jehu went inside. He ate and drank. "The Lord put a curse on that woman," he said. "You take proper care of her body. Bury her. After all, she was a king's daughter." So they went out to bury her. But all they found was her head, feet, and hands. They went back and reported it to Jehu. He told them, That's what the Lord said would happen. He announced it through his servant Elijah, who was from Tishbe. He said, "On a piece of land at Jezreel, dogs will eat up Jezebel's body. Her body will end up as garbage on that piece of land. No one will be able to say, 'Here's where Jezebel was buried.'" Chapter 10. Ahab's royal family in the city of Samaria had a total of 70 sons. Jehu wrote some letters to the officials of the city. He used to send them to the elders there, and he sent them to the people who took care of Ahab's children. Jehu said, "Your master's sons are with you. You also have chariots and horses and weapons, and you are living in a city that has high walls around it. As soon as you read this letter, here's what I want you to do. Choose the best and most respected son of your master. Place him on your father Joram's throne. Then fight on for your master's royal house." The leaders of Samaria were terrified. They said, "King Joram and King Ahaziah can stand up against Jehu, so how can we?" The city governor and the person in charge of the palace sent a message to Jehu. The message was also from the elders and the people who took care of Ahab's children. In the message, they said, "We will serve you. We'll do anything you say. We won't appoint anyone to be king. Do what you think is best." Then Jehu wrote them a second letter. He said, "You say you are on my side. You say you will obey me. If you really mean it, bring me the hands of your master's son." Meet me in Jezreel by this time tomorrow. There were 70 royal princes. They were with the most important men of the city. Those men were in charge of raising them. When Jehu's letter arrived, the men went and got the princes. They killed all 70 of them. They put their heads in baskets. Then they sent them to Jehu in Jezreel. When the messenger arrived, he spoke to Jehu. He told him, "The heads of the princes have been brought here." Then Jehu ordered his men, "Put them in 2 piles. Stack them up at the entrance of the city gate until morning." The next morning Jehu went out. He stood in front of all the people. He said, "You aren't guilty of doing anything wrong. I'm the one who made plans against my master Jordan. I killed him. But who killed all these? I want you to know that the Lord has spoken against Ahab's royal house. Not a word of what he has said will fail. The Lord has done exactly what he announced through his servant Elijah." So Jehu killed everyone from Ahab's family who was in Jezreel. He also killed all Ahab's chief men, and he killed Ahab's close friends and his priests. He didn't leave anyone alive in Ahab's family. Then Jehu started out for Samaria. At Beth Eked of the shepherds, he saw some people. They were relatives of Ahaziah, the king of Judah. Jehu asked them, "Who are you?" They said, "We are Ahaziah's relatives. We've come down to visit the families of the king and of his mother." "Take them alive," Jehu ordered. So his men took them alive. Then they killed them by the well of Beth Eked. They killed a total of 42 of them. Jehu didn't leave anyone alive. Jehu left there. On the way he met Jehonadab. He was the son of Rechab. Jehonadab was on his way to see Jehu. Jehu greeted him. He asked, "Are you my friend?" "You know I'm your friend." "I am," Jehonadab answered. "If that's true," said Jehu, "hold out your hand." So he did. Then Jehu helped him up into his chariot. Jehu said, "Come along with me. See how committed I am to serve the Lord." Jehu had Jehonadab ride along in his chariot. Jehu came to Samaria. He killed everyone there who was left from Ahab's family. And so he completely destroyed Ahab's royal house. That's what the Lord had said would happen. He had spoken that message to Elijah. Then Jehu brought together all the people. He said to them, "I have served the God named Baal a lot. I'll serve him a lot. Send for all of Baal's prophets. Also send for all his priests and the others who serve him. Make sure that not a single one is missing. I'm going to hold a great sacrifice to honor Baal. Anyone who doesn't come will be killed." But Jehu was lying with him, lying too. He was planning to destroy everyone who served Baal. Jehu said, "Call everyone together to honor Baal." So they did. Then he sent a message all through Israel. All those who served Baal came. Not a single one of them stayed away. They crowded into Baal's temple, or flew from one end to the other. Jehu spoke to the one who took care of the sacred robes. He told him, "Bring robes for everyone who serves Baal." So he brought the robes out for them. Then Jehu went into Baal's temple. Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, went with him. Jehu said to those who served Baal, "Look around. Make sure there is no one who serves the Lord. Make sure that no one who serves the Lord is here with you. Make sure only those who serve Baal are here." So they went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings. Jehu had stationed 80 men outside. He warned them, "I'm placing some men in your hands. Don't let a single one of them escape. If you do, you will pay for his life with yours." Jehu finished sacrificing the burnt offering. As soon as he did, he gave an order to the guards and officers. He commanded, "Go inside and kill everyone. Don't let a single one of them escape." So they cut them down with their swords. The guards and officers threw the bodies outside. Then they entered the most sacred area inside Baal's temple. They brought the sacred stone of Baal outside. They burned it up. So they destroyed Baal's sacred stone. They also tore down Baal's temple. People have used it as a public toilet to this day. So Jehu destroyed the worship of the god named Baal in Israel. But he didn't turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Jeroboam had caused Israel to commit those same sins. Jehu worshipped the golden cows at Bethel and Dan. The Lord said to Jehu, "You have done well. You have accomplished what is right in my eyes. You have done to Ahab's royal house everything I wanted you to do. So your sons after you will sit on the throne of Israel. They will rule until the time each of your children's grandchildren." But Jehu wasn't careful to obey the law of the Lord. He didn't obey the God of Israel with all his heart. He didn't turn away from the sins of Jeroboam. Jeroboam had caused Israel to commit those same sins. In those days, the Lord began to make the kingdom of Israel smaller. Hazael gained control over many parts of Israel. He gained control over all their territory, east of the Jordan River. It included the whole land of Gilead from Oklahoma by the Arnon River all the way to Bashan. That was the territory of Gad, Reuben, and Manasseh. The other events of Jehu's rule are written down. Everything he did and accomplished is written in the official records of the kings of Israel. Jehu joined the members of his family who had already died. He was buried in Samaria. His son Jehoahaz became the next king after him. Jehu had ruled over Israel in Samaria for 28 years. Chapter 11. Athaliah was Ahaziah's mother. She saw that her son was dead, so she began to destroy the whole royal house of Judah. But Jehosheba went and got Joash, the son of Ahaziah. Jehosheba was the daughter of King Jehoram and the sister of Ahaziah. She stole Joash away from among the royal princes. All of them were about to be murdered. She put Joash and his nurse in a bed with him. That's how she hid him from Athaliah. And that's why Athaliah didn't kill him. The child remained hidden with his nurse at the Lord's temple for 6 years. Athaliah ruled over the land during that time. In the 7th year, Jehoiada, the priest, sent for the commanders of military groups of 100 men. They were the commanders over the Carites and the guards. Jehoiada had them brought to him at the temple of the Lord. He made a covenant with them. At the temple he made them promise to be faithful. Then he showed them the king's son. He gave them a command. He said, "Here's what you must do. There are 5 groups of you. Some of you are in the 3 groups that are going on duty on the Sabbath day. A third of you must guard the royal house. A third of you must guard the third gate. And a third of you must guard the gate that is behind the courtyard. All of you must take turns guarding the temple. The rest of you are in the other 2 groups. Normally you are not on duty on the Sabbath day, but you also must guard the temple for the king. Station yourselves around the king. Each of you must have his weapon in his hand. Anyone else who approaches your groups must be put to death. Stay close to the king no matter where he goes." The commanders of the military did just as Jehoiada the priest ordered. Each commander got his men and came to Jehoiada. Some of the men were going on duty on the Sabbath day. Others were going off duty. Then Jehoiada gave weapons to the commanders. He gave them spears and shields. The weapons had belonged to King David. They had been in the Lord's temple. The guards stationed themselves around the new king. Each of them had his weapon in his hand. They were near the altar and the temple. They stood near the south side of the temple to its north side. Jehoiada brought out Ahaziah's son. He put the crown on him. He gave him a copy of the covenant, and he announced that Joash was king. Jehoiada and his sons anointed him. The people clapped their hands. Then they shouted, "May the king live a long time." Athaliah heard the noise the guards and the people were making. So she went to the people at the Lord's temple. She looked, and there was the king. He was standing next to the pillar. That was the usual practice. The officers and trumpet players were standing beside the king. All the people of the land were filled with joy. They were blowing trumpets. Then Athaliah tore her royal robes. She called out, "Treason! It's treason!" Jehoiada the priest gave an order to the commanders of the military groups of 100 men. The commanders were in charge of the troops. He said to them, "Bring her away from the temple between the line of guards. Use your swords to kill anyone who follows her." The priest had said, "She must not be put to death at the Lord's temple." So they grabbed her as she reached the place where the horses entered the palace grounds. There she was put to death. Then Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and people. He had the king and people promise that they would be the Lord's people. Jehoiada also made a covenant between the king and the people. All the people of the Baal's temple. They tore it down. They smashed to pieces the altars and the statues of gods. They killed Matan in front of the altars. He was the priest of Baal. Then Jehoiada the priest stationed guards at the temple of the Lord. Jehoiada took with him the commanders of groups of 100 men. They were the commanders over the Karaites and the guards. He also took with him all the people of the land. All of them brought the new king down from the Lord's temple. They went into the palace. They entered it by going through the gate of the guards. Then the king sat down on the royal throne. All the people of the land were filled with joy, and the city was calm. That's because Athaliah had been killed with a sword at the palace. Joash was 7 years old when he became king. Chapter 12. Joash became king of Judah. It was in the 7th year of Jehu's rule. Joash ruled in Jerusalem for 40 years. His mother's name was Zibiah. She was from Beersheba. Joash did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. Joash lived that way as long as Jehoiada, the high priest, was teaching him. But the high places were removed. The people continued to offer sacrifices and burn incense there. Joash spoke to the priests. He said, "Collect all the money the people bring as sacred offerings to the Lord's temple. That includes the money collected when the men who are able to serve in the army are counted. It includes the money received from people who make a special promise to the Lord. It also includes the money people bring to the temple just because they want to. Let each priest receive the money from one of the people in charge of the temple's treasures. Then use all of that money to repair the temple where it needs it." It was now the 23rd year of the rule of King Joash, and the priests still hadn't repaired the temple. So the king sent for Jehoiada the priest and the other priests. He asked them, "Why aren't you repairing the temple where it needs it? Don't take any more money from the people in charge of the treasures. Instead, hand it over so the temple can be repaired." The priests agreed that they wouldn't collect any more money from the people. They also agreed that they wouldn't repair the temple themselves. Jehoiada the priest got a chest. He drilled a hole in its lid. He placed the chest beside the altar for burnt offerings. The chest was on the right side as people entered the Lord's temple. Some priests guarded the entrance. They put into the chest all the money the people brought to the temple. From time to time, there was a larger amount of money in the chest. When that happened, the royal secretary and the high priest came. They counted the money the people had brought to the temple. Then they put it into bags. After they added it all up, they used it to repair the temple. Then they put it into bags. After they added it all up, they used it to repair the temple. They gave it to the men who had been put in charge of the work. Those men used it to pay the workers. They paid the builders and those who worked with wood. They paid those who cut stones and those who laid them. They brought lumber and blocks of stone. So they used the money to repair the Lord's temple. They also paid all the other costs to make the temple like new again. The money the people brought to the Lord's temple wasn't used to make silver bowls. It wasn't used for wood cutters, sprinkling bowls, or trumpets. And it wasn't used for any other things made out of gold or silver. Instead, it was paid to the workers. They used it to repair the temple. The royal secretary and the high priest didn't require a report from those who were in charge of the work. That's because they were completely honest. They always paid the workers. Money was received from people who brought guilt offerings and sin offerings. But it wasn't taken to the Lord's temple. It belonged to the priest. About that time, Hazael, the king of Aram, went up and attacked Gath. Then he captured it. After that, he turned back to attack Jerusalem. But Joash, the king of Judah, didn't want to go to war. So he took all the sacred objects. They had been set apart to the Lord by the kings who had ruled over Judah before him. Those kings were Jehoshaphat, Jehoram, and Ahaziah. Joash took the gifts he himself had set apart. He took all the gold that was among the temple treasures. He also took all the gold from the royal palace. He sent all those things to Hazael, the king of Aram. Then Hazael pulled his army back from Jerusalem. The other events of the rule of Joash are written down. Everything he did is written in the official records of the kings of Judah. The officials of Joash made evil plans against him. They killed him at Beth Millo. It happened on the road that goes down to Silla. The officials who murdered him were Jozabad and Jehozabad. Jozabad was the son of Shimeath. Jehozabad was the son of Shammah. After Joash died, he was buried in the family tomb in the city of David. Joash's son Amaziah became the next king after him. Chapter 13. Jehoahaz became king of Israel in Samaria. It was in the 23rd year of the rule of Joash, the king of Judah. Jehoahaz ruled for 17 years. Joash was the son of Ahaziah. Jehoahaz was the son of Jehu. Jehoahaz did what was evil in the eyes of the Lord. He committed the sins Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, had committed. Jeroboam had caused Israel to commit those same sins. Jehoahaz didn't turn away from them. So the Lord was very angry with Israel. For a long time he kept them under the power of Hazael, the king of Aram. The Lord also kept them under the power of his son Ben-Hadad. Then Jehoahaz asked the Lord for help. The Lord listened to him. The Lord saw how badly the king of Aram was treating Israel. The Lord provided someone to save Israel, and they escaped from the power of Aram. So the Israelites lived in their own homes, just as they had before. But the people didn't turn away from the sins of the royal house of Jeroboam. He had caused Israel to commit those same sins. The people continued to commit them, and the poles used to worship the female god named Asherah remained standing in Samaria. The army of Jehoahaz had almost nothing left. All it had was 50 horsemen, 10 chariots, and 110,000 soldiers on foot. The king of Aram had destroyed the rest of them. He had made them like dust at threshing time. The other events of the rule of Jehoahaz are written down. Everything he did and accomplished is written in the official records of the kings of Israel. Jehoahaz joined the members of his family who had already died. He was buried in Samaria. Jehoahaz's son, Jehoash, became the next king after him. Jehoash became king of Israel in Samaria. It was in the 37th year that Joash was king of Judah. Jehoash ruled for 16 years. He was the son of Jehoahaz. Jehoash did what was evil in the eyes of the Lord. Jehoash didn't turn away from any of the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Jeroboam had caused Israel to commit those same sins, and Jehoash continued to commit them. The other events of the rule of Jehoash are written down. That includes his war against Amaziah, the king of Judah. Everything he did and accomplished is written in the official records of the kings of Israel. Jehoash joined the members of his family who had already died. He was buried in the royal tombs in Samaria. Jeroboam became the next king on Israel's throne after him. Elisha had been suffering from a sickness. Later he would die from it. Jehoash, the king of Israel, went down to see him. Jehoash wept over him. "My father," he cried, "you are like a father to me. You, Elisha, are the true chariots and horsemen of Israel." Elisha said to Jehoash, "Get a bow and some arrows." So he did. "Hold the bow in your hands," Elisha said to the king of Israel. So Jehoash took hold of the bow. Then Elisha put his hands on the king's heads. "Open the east window," Elisha said. So he did. "Shoot," Elisha said. So he shot. "That's the Lord's arrow," Elisha announced. "It means you will win the battle over Aram. You will completely destroy the men of Aram and Aphek." Elisha continued, "Get some arrows." So the king did. Elisha told him, "Strike the ground." Jehoash struck it 3 times. Then he stopped. The man of God was angry with him. He said, "You should have struck the ground 5 or 6 times. Then you would have won the war over Aram. You would have completely destroyed them. But now you'll win only 3 battles over them." Elisha died and was buried. Some robbers from Moab used to enter the country of Israel every spring. One day some Israelites were burying a man. Suddenly they saw a group of robbers. They threw the man's body into Elisha's tomb. The body touched Elisha's bones. When it did, the man came back to life again. He stood up on his feet. Hazael, the king of Aram, treated Israel badly. He did it the whole time Jehoahaz was king. But the Lord helped Israel. He was tender and kind to them. He showed concern for them. He did all these things because of the covenant he had made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To this day, he hasn't been willing to destroy Israel, and he hasn't driven them out of his land. Hazael, the king of Aram, died. His son Ben-Hadad became the next king after him. Then Jehoash won back some towns from Ben-Hadad, the son of Hazael. Ben-Hadad had captured them in battle from Jehoahaz, the father of Jehoash. Jehoash won 3 battles over Ben-Hadad, so Jehoash won back Israelite towns. Proverbs 5. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise sayings. Then you will continue to have good sense. Your lips will keep on speaking words of knowledge. A woman who commits adultery has lips that drip honey. What she says is smoother than olive oil, but in the end she is like bitter poison. She cuts like a sword that has 2 edges. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. She doesn't give any thought to her way of life. Her paths have no direction, but she doesn't realize it. My sons, listen to me. Don't turn away from what I say. Stay on the path far away from that evil woman. Don't even go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honor to other people. You will give your self-respect to someone who is mean. Strangers will use up all your wealth. Your hard work will make someone else rich. At the end of your life, you'll grow. Your skin and your body will be worn out. You'll say, "How I hated to take advice. How my heart refused to be corrected. I will not obey my teachers. I wouldn't listen to those who taught me. I was soon in deep trouble." It happened right in front of the whole assembly of God's people. Drink water from your own well. Drink running water from your own spring. Should your springs pour out into the streets? Should your streams of water pour out in public places? No, let them belong to you alone. Never share them with strangers. May your fountain be blessed. May the wife you marry when you are young make you happy. She is a loving doe, a graceful deer. May your breast always satisfy you. May you always be captured by a love. My son, why be captured by another man's wife? Why hug a woman who has gone astray? The Lord watches your ways. He studies all your paths. Sinners are trapped by their own evil acts. They are held tight by the ropes of their sin. They will die because they refuse to be corrected. Their sins will capture them because they are very foolish. Psalm 123. I look up and pray to you. Your throne is in heaven. Slaves depend on their masters. A female slave depends on the woman she works for. In the same way, we depend on the Lord our God. We wait for him to have mercy on us. Lord, have mercy on us. Have mercy on us, because people haven't stopped making fun of us. We have had to put up with a lot from those who are proud. They are always laughing at us. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as you have also forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.